Welcome to The Ethical Stitch, where fashion meets integrity and style gets a conscience. I'm your host, Michelle Alleyne, fashion strategist, educator, and sustainability geek. Let's unravel what it really means to create, shop, and live ethically.
Hey, family. Welcome back to The Ethical Stitch, the podcast where we stitch together the voices, ideas, and solutions shaping the fashion industry and beyond. I'm your host, Michelle Alleyne, and today we're wrapping up one of the most powerful weeks I've ever experienced. Climate Week New York City 2025, my first Climate Week. And I tell you, it was a whirlwind, but a wonderful whirlwind. From film screenings and panels with farmers and journalists to standing shoulder to shoulder with Indigenous leaders and dancing through art activations that spilled into the streets, New York was alive. The green apple, as I've been calling it all Climate Week, was buzzing in a way only this city can. For 1 week, every September, New York transforms. Climate Week runs alongside the UN General Assembly, but the city itself becomes the stage. The opening ceremony set the tone. Antonio Guterres, the UN Secretary General, reminded us in no certain terms of the crisis that is here and now. Unlike others may have mentioned, it's here, it's happening. Helen Clarkson of the Climate Group welcomed us into the week with urgency and hope, and the young climate voices brought the fire. They were fearless, unapologetic, and demanding accountability. Their message was clear. Climate is not just a future issue, it is the present, and it really is. That's when it clicked for me. Climate Week isn't about exclusivity, it's about access. It's about access, making space for all voices, from global leaders to grassroots organizers. Everyone is invited. So let's start with the human side. Johnson & Johnson stepped up with $1 million commitment to prepare healthcare workers for climate disasters. Think about it. Storms, floods, wildfires, all of it takes a huge toll, not just on the infrastructure, but on the people holding communities together. This was about resilience and putting care at the center of climate action. Love it. And they weren't alone, Johnson & Johnson. There was also Microsoft, Levi's, Schneider Electric, MasterCard, big names. And yes, what stood out was their focus on supply chains, my favorite, circularity and resilience. Less glossy marketing, more doing the work. And here in New York, Governor Kathy Hochul announced $30 million in funding for flood prevention and resilience projects across 19 communities in the NYC. That's not abstract. That's the streets you walk on, the homes people live in, the businesses that keep neighborhoods alive. The week unfolded like chapters in a story, each one unforgettable. The screening of Black Earth, Bright Futures at the Theresa Lang Theater at the New School, my alma mater, was soul-stirring. The screening of Black Earth, Bright Futures at the Theresa Lang Theater at the New School, Parsons, to be exact, my alma mater, was soul-stirring. It centered on Black voices telling climate stories through their own lens. Wonderful. At the Berkeley College Fashion Forum, Climate Week and Fashion, I sat in on an inspiring discussion about how today's fashion and sustainability leaders are driving systemic change. Katina Botis, Director of Sustainability at Everlane, no less, and designer activist Runa Ray, who I am living for, spoke about fashioning both environmental and social justice. I'm actually looking forward to hopefully having her here on The Ethical Stitch so she can speak about her incredible fabric she developed called Kelptex. And guess what? It's made from algae and seaweed. There's a lot of seaweed rolling up on the shores. So I'm happy to know that we can make use of it to create fabric and packaging. So I'm hoping she'll show up on the show. All of what she spoke about was proof that style and sustainability aren't separate runways, they're stitched together. At Building New Futures at Berkeley College, farmers and journalists explored how their work intersects and how collaboration builds stronger, more resilient communities. And I'm all for it. I Defend Living at the People's Forum carried a weight like no other. Amazonian indigenous leaders laid out their vision and proposals ahead of COP30 or COP30, however you reference it. Their message, indigenous knowledge isn't optional, it's essential. I loved that talk. It was so inspiring. The women got up, we chanted, we danced. Bring it. The Creative Climate Forum at Pier 57, a new hotspot, used art installations and community, showing us how creativity doesn't just support climate work, it drives it. And my unexpected biggest highlight, digital futures. So much fun. A Better Food Future celebration at NYC's Green Space. From cattle traceability to regenerative shrimp farms, from luxury brands like Coach rethinking leather to viral creators making sustainability mainstream. It was cultural, joyful, and rooted in real solutions already happening. What a wonderful night. I'm hoping to get the founder of the food bank on here so we can speak more to her about this whole future of food. Now let's talk power. Literally, Schneider Electric reframed the conversation around energy resilience. Not just clean, but reliable. Not just green, but affordable. Microgrids, solar plus storage, making sure communities don't go dark in storms or heat waves. Loving it. And MIT's showcase, a little secret. I applied for MIT. I thought I wanted to be an engineer. I am a bit of a science geek mixed in with my supply chain geek. So it's exciting to see MIT taking part in all of this climate Action Week festivities. It wasn't Silicon Valley hype, it was survival. Advanced carbon removal, grid scale storage, climate simulation tools. Yale students even pitched in ideas that felt like tomorrow's headlines today. Because as I think, innovation has to feel human, not just shiny. It has to be about survival, equity, and justice. On another front, the oceans demanded attention. Marine ecologist Enrique Sala called out destructive practices like bottom trawling, saying that they should be punished, not tolerated. The science was sobering. 7 of 9 planetary boundaries already breached, with ocean acidification rising. But here's the hope. The High Seas Treaty reached its 60th ratification. For the first time, 2/3 of the ocean will have real rules, real protections, and that's history being written in real time. Money talked this week, too. Acumen raised $246 million to bring renewables to underserved communities in Africa. Way to go, Acumen. Proof that private capital can and must flow to the hardest to reach places. And yes, and food, yes, food, yummy food, kept showing up as the heartbeat. Regenerative agriculture, soil health, food as medicine. Farmers weren't side notes this time. They were co-architects of climate resilience. Yay for that. Now, normally I call this part of the show the green room, but this week it was all about the green space because inside NYC, NPR's green space, I realized something important. Climate isn't just speeches and policy, it's connection. It's seeing the threads that link a farmer's field to a fashion factory, to the foods on your plate, to the stories that go viral on your phone. That's the beauty of Climate Week. It reveals the invisible web that ties us all together and shows us that change is possible when we connect those threads. In closing, family, here's my invitation. Explore your world. This week taught me that transformation doesn't always start with sweeping policies. It starts with everyday choices. What we eat, what we wear, what we share, the questions we ask, and the conversations we spark. You don't have to be in New York to feel the green apple energy. There are green spaces in your world too, places where connection and change can take root. So step in, look around, explore your world, because sustainability doesn't live in the headlines. It lives in habits, in communities, and in the courage to shift, which is what we must do. We must shift our habits. So until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and always keep it ethical and stitched in.
Thanks for tuning into The Ethical Stitch. If you loved this episode, share it, rate it, and tag me at Michelle Alleyne Official. The revolution in fashion starts with awareness, and you're already a part of it. Until next time, keep it ethical.